is here. Come, please, prophetess, you should be on this table with us. Sorry, I didn't see you. You know, yesterday when I was asking, they said you were. Please come over here, please, and be with us. Yes, we have Pastor Dr. Ejiro Otibe-Ibuzo, who is our main facilitator for this training. She's seated here. And then Doctor, maybe we just run quickly through the introduction of this part of the table, and then we can start. But please feel free. You can talk to anyone here. We have President of Our Lady of Perpetual Help here, Mrs. Doris Wacol. We have a lot of prominent people that we can't start naming them one by one. Please, everyone is important, and we know our objective primarily for being here. So quickly, so we can introduce this side of the table because of time. Okay. And we'll go rapid.
Thank you. My name is Ejiro.
Okay.
Good morning, all. My name is Wacol. I'm the Executive Director of Gender Awareness Trust based in Kaduna and a partner in Wacol in this project.
Thank you. My name is Joy Ngozi-Ezilo. In due course, I'll be speaking to you about why this trend. Thank you.
I'm Reverend Father Benedict Omenu, Executive Director, Justice Development and Peace Center, Benin City, Nigeria, partner with Wacol.
My name is Emeritus Professor Upioma Wacol. I'm the Executive Director of Global Health Awareness Foundation.
Good morning, Lord. I'm Dr. Funke Lawson, Executive Director of Circle Foundation, in partnership with Wacol in this project as well. Thank you.
Good morning, all. My name is Prophetess Dr. Stella Isioma Opurafa, Chairperson, Women of Kano, Edo State.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished gentlemen, and I'll add ladies, so because even though I haven't seen any lady, but usually they do this discrimination they do in legal profession and say it's just all gentlemen on the press. I think we can see a rise AIT. I can see a long-term champion of human rights defender, journalist, correspondent. I don't know what's your position now. It will have gone high because for more than 2 decades, he's been very consistent in reporting human rights with Vanguard, and not just human rights, the entire justice ecosystem. Mr. Innocent and yeah, thank you for coming. Is there any other person on that side I want to introduce, please? Quickly, please, quickly. The media, we are just introducing.
My name is
Thank you. So, as you have seen, we may be reading the banner, and you may have gotten, of course, the agenda. And I think as soon as I'm done with the press statement, you will also get copies of the statement. This is a text of press statement for immediate release, delivered by my humble self, Professor Joy Ngozi-Ezilo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Officer of the Order of Niger and Life Venture, and Founding Director Wacol. This project is called Empowering Christian Women and Women Leaders of Culture for Prevention and Response to Gender-Based Violence in Nigeria through Strengthening of Grassroots Organization. It's anchored by Wacol with sponsorship from Ford Foundation. Wacol as an organization was established in 1997 as an independent, non-partisan, and non-governmental and non-profit organization. And our vision is a society free from violence and abuse, where human rights of all, particularly women and young people, are recognized in law and in practice. Our mission is to assist in education, social, economic, and political development of women and young people through various interventions such as training, research, advocacy, education, community outreach, shelter, free legal aid, and financial aid, including intrafamiliar conflict resolution. We also run library and information services and have different learning platforms. Wacol works throughout Nigeria and in the West African sub-region, and our work centers in 5 major thematic areas: women and young people's human rights, including persons with disabilities, the issue of gender-based violence, political participation and governance, peace building and conflict resolution, research, empowerment, and skills building. We are committed to promoting gender, and you will see also when you get our report what we do in terms of advocacy, legal reform, capacity building, working towards effective implementation of laws, legal aid that will provide, including paralegal training, training of mediators and traditional rulers as mediators to the legal aid to women and children since 1998, and we handle about 2,000 cases annually, with sometimes 20 cases registered daily and sometimes more than that. With regard to sexual and gender-based violence, we have different projects. We also have what we call Girls Will, promoting girls' rights and amplifying their voices nationwide. We also have a fund we call Weep Not Fund, empowering widows and women in poverty with income generation for sustainable development. We also have what we call 50-50 Women Advocacy Group, which builds women leaders to address and prevent violence against women and girls collectively. We run also Migrant Information Center as part of our action to prevent and combat trafficking in person. So today we are for this launch. And the launch of this project to support Christian women and women leaders of culture, like I said, is funded by Ford Foundation. And the theory of change holds that transforming social and cultural missions and monitor progress in their respective Christian communities. Christian women's groups, including churches and community women, adopting and promoting attitudinal change. So we believe that meeting this condition will prevent and reduce gender-based violence, in particular violence against women and girls. So the project seeks to empower Christian women and women leaders in culture to promote gender equality, prevent gender-based violence, and achieve social transformation. Christian women and women leaders of culture, they play a vital role in their respective communities, families, churches. However, they often face gender-based challenges and barriers that limit their participation and leadership. And this project aims to engage Christian women and leaders from diverse culture across Nigeria in becoming more gender sensitive, thereby promoting equality and social transformation. In terms of spotlighting GBV cases, we know that the death of Osinachi Nwachukwu, a popular female gospel singer, musician, in April 2022 because of domestic violence perpetrated by her husband, was a wake-up call on the need to tackle and prevent GBV in Nigerian churches. At Wacol Samantha, we get reports daily, and when I say daily, I mean it, about abuses going on around us, especially sexual and gender-based violence perpetrated by supposed men of God and as supposed places of worship. We are currently handling a matter where 2 sisters, aged 15 and 17 in Enugu, were raped during a supposed deliverance by the pastor in charge of the place of worship. Cases of sexual assault continue to be trivialized, and the blaming the victim mantra is very much alive. Women are treated as liars. We are witnesses to how Bushola Dakono's rape allegation against a prominent pastor in Koza became a trivialization of Nigeria's Me Too moment, as the Guardian UK newspaper captured it in its newspaper article when it wrote about it. It says Nigeria #Me Too moment turned against rape accuser. It is unfortunate to question women's agency to decide when and how double jeopardy by deciding they decide to go public, and in that, instead of finding a closure that they are looking for and healing that they need, their character would be questioned. Recall sadly the rape case and murder of Vera Omozuwa, a 22-year-old University of bereaved undergraduates within a church premises at the peak of the COVID-19 lockdown. That sparked demonstration, which I myself participated in across the country by women's group, and created the much needed awareness on the impunity with which sexual violence is committed against women and girls. Anywhere, as streets are not safe, nowhere is safe. About the same time, 18-year-old Barakat Bello was also raped and macheted to death in Ibadan, Oyo State. Gender-based violence, I want to say clearly, or violence against women and girls knows no religious boundaries. And victims and survivors are predominantly Christian women, and they could be of other religions, but this project is focusing on Christian women, given the place and influence of religion in our society. At least 90% of our population are religious. You can say others African religion, but they also believe it. Culture plays a significant role in shaping women's rights and gender equality. And cultural norms and stereotypes can perpetuate stigma and discrimination against women, particularly those who are marginalized or vulnerable. Many Nigerian cultures are patriarchal, meaning that men hold positions of power and authority, while women are often relegated to subordinate role. And concerning GBV, some cultural practices, such as female genital mutilation and forced marriage, perpetuate GBV and discrimination against women. Some cultures in Nigeria still practice early marriage, forced marriage, widowhood inheritance, widowhood disinheritance, which can lead to girls also lead to extreme poverty for families, and even children and girls being forced out of school. Culture in some parts of the country also confers power and privileges on particular class of women seen as daughters of land, such as you find the Umuada phenomenon in Igbo land. It is now infamously known that these classes of women also use their privileged social status and traditionally giving birth to oppress other women under the pretext of enforcing cultural practices and harmful social norms, including widowhood rights and disinheritance. GBV remains a problem despite existing national and state laws, such as the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, VAB Act 2015, and similar state VAB laws operational in 35 of the 36 states of the Federation. In Nigeria, we know the role culture plays, but we believe that Christian women leaders, especially, and just note, if you are working with Christian women, it doesn't mean it's only women or only Christian women doing that work. You can see Reverend Father, you can see men, you can see CPOs, you can see NGOs, and others doing that. We are involved in and working with the churches. And we believe that by strengthening grassroots organizations, the project will build the capacity within to be able to challenge and help to eradicate these practices. Through targeted training, such as what we're having now, mentorship, community engagement, the project will equip women and other stakeholders with the tools and knowledge they need to champion gender equality. How did we arrive to where we are now? So it is important to know that we have selected, like we said, this is a project we are launching, and this project involves several partners, community-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, and the important thing is that these are organizations that have influence in their respective locations that are working to end or prevent or respond or mitigate gender-based violence. So, in order to ensure national representation, diversity, inclusion, cultural relevance, and of course, that inclusion includes other different denominations of Christian religions and groups. And then to also have the desired impact at grassroots level, 9 CBOs, NGOs have been carefully selected from the 6 geopolitical zones to participate in this project, empowering Christian women and women leaders of culture in order to prevent and respond to GBV. And Wacol, as the lead implementing organization that is doing the sub-granting, is responsible for identification, selection, and sub-granting to these CBOs and NGOs. The organizations were selected based on their demonstrated commitment to women's empowerment, cultural engagement, community trust, and experience in addressing gender-related issues. I hope you'll be able to interview or even interact with some of them. I recall them sharing pictures, and you can see how they are already well accepted even with regard to this project and baseline, and meeting all of the key gatekeepers in that place. Kaduna, of course, is here, and then you can see people working in Niger State, working in Bauchi as well, working in Anambra, working in Enugu, working in Edo State, working in Delta State, amongst others. In Lagos, of course, Southwest. The selection process also took into account Nigeria's complex geopolitical landscape, religious diversity within Christianity, and the need for inclusion, as well as prevailing security concerns, especially in northern and southern regions. To address political potential risks, including travel restrictions and limited accessibility and supplementary, were intentionally selected from target states where they are operating within the northeast, within the southeast, and within south-south regions. This precautionary measure was intended to support effective project implementation without too much interstate and community organization, and they are doing God's work, and God will protect all of us, and nobody doing this work will suffer any harm. No kidnapper will find us, no accident, no insecurity-related problem in Nigeria. Nigeria will not happen to us. If it happens, it will be a positive one. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. So, we know that we've taken steps to make sure every denomination is represented and will continue to engage, and we hope we can reach a lot of associations within different Christian groups. For the Northeast, we are supporting Women Empowerment Initiative, Bauchi State. Is a sub-grantee under this project and will be taking lead there. And the same Northeast, we're also supporting Foundation for Community Initiative for SAI, Gombe State, and they will also be working within Gombe State. In the Northwest, we are partnering with Gender Awareness Trust, Kaduna State, and they will be doing work in that area. North Central, we are partnering with Suka Foundation that is located in FCT, and they will be working in Niger and Lokoja, the FCT and Niger. With North Central, Southwest, we are working with AC's Health Initiative, Lagos State, and they're already very actively mobilizing for us for this very workshop. Thank you so much. For the Southeast, we are working with Global Health Awareness Research Foundation, Gafin State, of which is all the Executive Director, Emeritus Professor Robioma was seated here. For the Southeast again in Enugu, for Anambra State, we are working with Gender Perspective and Social Development Center, GPSDC, in Anambra State, and we all seated. All of these partners mentioned are here. For South-South, Justice Development and Peace Center, JPDC, JDPC, Edo State, and you can see the Reverend Father next to me is also there leading. We have also Agape Development Initiative for youth and a diverse cross-section of Nigeria's religious and cultural and regional contexts, making them critical partners in implementation of this project through capacity building, resource support in their respective regions. In terms of deliverable, we have already achieved some of them, one of which is develop a practical training manual for Christian and community women to prevent GBV and address harmful cultural practices. That already we can in our checklist say yes, and that's part of the validation process and TOT we are doing. We conduct training of trainers for organizations nationwide. Yes, we are doing this one, and we hope to do another one very soon in Abuja. Provide financial support and strengthen my organization. The selection process is concluded. We hope that through this organization, we can reach at least 100 Christian women's groups across different denominations throughout Nigeria. We hope also that we can train at least 1,000 women religious leaders, not Wacol directly, but Wacol through the partners. And of course, this is doable because check it, you have 9. So if they reach only 100 trained, you already have even the 1,000. So we have put very realistic figures, and we know this is what we'll achieve, and will actually surpass the deliverables and the milestones. We intend to reach and train at least 500 cultural women leaders, including Omada in Igboland, and other female chiefs and women across Nigeria. We also hope to establish an interdenominational network of Christian women to advance gender equality and prevent GBV. We hope to share GBV prevention messages and social norms change with at least 5 million Christian women and cultural leaders through the IEC materials they will produce that will be distributed across the churches. You know, we have maybe even about 100 million or more Christians within Nigerian population. So if you're reaching 5 million with all of this and all of the association, it is something very realistic that we'll achieve, especially through messages and through IEC material. We hope to build a strong coalition of women advocates and cultural leaders to promote positive masculinity and gender equality. What are the expected outcomes as we round up this conference? We hope to see reduction in gender-based violence cases, especially against women. We hope to see increased awareness. Christian women will have a better understanding of gender equality, women's rights issue, GBV prevention, how to mitigate, how to respond, do referral within the service providers, ecosystem, social justice as well. Better response and mitigate to prevent and redress GBV. We need to see enhanced leadership. Christian women will be equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to assume leadership roles within the churches and communities. Positive social change. We hope we can, as we engage this community, community development initiative, we can promote the social transformation we want. Stronger, more inclusive churches. Churches will become more inclusive and supportive of women's leadership and participation. And finally, we are hoping to see shifts in patriarchal attitudes and negative social norms that reinforce sex stereotypes, harmful social norms that causes GBV and actually exacerbate GBV and gender inequalities. In conclusion, we envisage use of biblical injunctions, you need to see our manual, to prevent violence and recognize women's human rights. Empowering biblical injunctions promote gender equality and women's inclusion are hardly used in Nigeria. Instead, the tendency is to use religion and teaching from the Bible to perpetuate systemic discrimination that denies women their recognized rights nationally, regionally, and internationally. The Bible promotes the inclusion of women in the community, recognizing their equal value and worth. Acts 2:17 verses 18, Galatians 3:28. I think it's also James. We'll come back to that, James. I think we have to get it. We want to yes. The Bible acknowledges the leadership of women such as Deborah, Phoebe, who played crucial roles in communities. You see this in Judges 4:5, Romans 16 verses 1-2. Regarding sexual and gender-based violence, the Bible condemns violence against women, providing protection and justice for victims. Deuteronomy 22:25-27. The empowering Christian women and women leaders of culture for prevention and response to GBV project is a vital initiative whose time has come and is aimed at creating lasting change in communities across Nigeria by strategically partnering with groups that are in touch with the grassroots. The project is uniquely positioned to address the root causes of GBV, harmful practices, and harmful cultural and religious practices that promote gender equality at all levels of community. as we embark on this 2-year journey. It's a 2-year journey that has just started. Started with 2-year intervention, 2-year funding. We call on faith leaders, policy makers, and community members to support and collaborate with the CBOs, NGOs, and FBOs that are partners to Wacol and Ford Foundation on this project. Together we can build communities where women and girls are free from violence and discrimination, and where their voices and leadership are valued and respected. We encourage continued dialogue and partnership across denominations, cultural groups, regions, to ensure that the momentum generated by this project extends far beyond its duration. It is only through sustained advocacy, education, community engagement that true social transformation can be achieved. Let us seize this opportunity to work together for a Nigeria where every woman and girl can live with dignity, safety, and equal opportunity. The success of this project will serve as a model for other regions facing similar challenges, reinforcing the importance of empowering women as leaders who drive positive change. We thank immensely the Ford Foundation, Office of West Africa, for its generous grant and dedication to ending gender-based violence, empowering women, protecting human rights, and promoting gender equality. Their support is making difference in people's lives and helping civil society and women's groups to effectively advance the change we seek for a peaceful, prosperous, and gender equitable society where women and girls can live a life free from violence. Thank you. I think I want to end with that verse that reminds us of our religious obligation. Is it James what? Can anybody pull it up? Yeah, I can read from there. James, or maybe Father should read that one first. Let's pull it up. James 1.
James 1:27. I'm reading from the New American Standard Version. Pure and undefiled religion in the sight of our God and Father is this: to visit orphans and the widows in their distress, and to keep oneself unstained by the world. This is a text for James chapter 1, verse 27.
Thank you. And I think that text is powerful because it emphasizes the fact that the importance of being doers of words and not just the leaders. Pastor Ejiro Dr. PhD, can you add? And then we'll end there.
Okay, thank you very much. Still on religious texts, we know that one of the things that promotes gender-based violence is the fact that people believe that women have lower status than men. And so one of the things that we develop to address gender-based violence is look at scriptures and see whether God himself actually placed women, under the table so that they can be marginalized and discriminated against. It is that power over that leads some men to violate the rights of women. But we see that in every place where
comment by the prophetess, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I still want to stand on the Bible portion that the Reverend Father read. I'll take it from King James Version, which says that James 1:27, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and fruitless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep ourselves from being polluted by the world. This Bible verse emphasizes the importance on caring for the vulnerable groups, orphans and widows, living a life of integrity, keeping oneself from worldly pollution. This is to tell us that GBV have been even before this modern time. For the Bible to record such, it has been, but the awareness has not been. It's not much, or it's not well circulated. So I want to even applaud the Wacol for this they are doing, involving the religious body in this particular aspect. And I'm ensuring you that we are going to step it down to all the 36 local chapters in Lagos State. We are going to do that for the women to even know their rights. Just as we talk about the Osinachi, that she does not want people to know what is going on. Dying in silence is going to be a no-no from this time. We are going to step it down on all the local chapters, and the result is going to be very positive. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Finally, Father.
Matthew's Gospel chapter 25 verse 40 says, whatsoever you do to the least of my brethren, that you do unto me. This says that every one of us must learn to respect the dignity of the human person, wherever we find ourselves. So typically, it's a no-no in society and in church. There's no need to sweep it under the carpet. It's time for everyone to wake up and to address it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As we distribute the text of the press, Wacol team do that. We invite questions from the members of the press. If you have any questions, us with your presence. We will have tea break, and please join us in that tea break before you leave, and we will continue our training. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'm here live at a workshop training the trainers, which is being organized by Wacol and being sponsored by Ford Foundation. I'm here representing the Christian women in Lagos State. In Lagos State, we have 54 local chapters, and they are functioning very well. The workshop is about GBV cases. We are here today to say a no to GBV. We don't want violence against women again. So we are gathered here to be trained, for us to go and step it down at our own locality, at our chapters, so that such menace will not be in the society again. And we have been here since yesterday. It's a 2-day workshop. We have been impacted, and now we are going to train our own women for them to train their own women also. So I'm really happy to be here, and I know we are going to achieve success because we are dedicated and we are ready to work for the cause of humanity. Thank you.
So as an experienced and religious leader, what would you say is contributing to GBV in religious organizations, especially the Christian religions?
The number one is ignorance. And most of the women, they don't know their rights. If they do, they will not allow such to happen to them. And secondly, information. They are not informed. If you are informed on a particular thing, you will know what to do. So that is the essence of this training. We want to inform them to know their rights, to know when they are being violated. And for you to know, GBV is not just physical assault. We have emotional, economical. We have so many
different way of assaulting the female folks. So we want them to be aware of that. When we get them knowledgeable, it will reduce in the society.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Sign, so to show that no violence. Zero tolerance to gender-based violence. Thank you.